Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the Devil card. This is a drive. This is the engine of the car. I feel like you are a go-getter. And I feel like maybe in your life you never really felt all that motivated for a lot. You weren't like super competitive, maybe like as a kid and stuff. And, maybe there wasn't always an effort in everything, Maybe in school, you never really tried all that hard. When you first started working, when you were younger, you never really found your thing, okay? I think you were still successful. You still did a great job. But I feel like now there's something in your life that has got you fired up, something that really makes you want to climb to the top of the mountain, right? This devil energy, you put it in front of any mountain, it's going to climb to the very top. And I feel like you've got something that makes you really want to get up and climb. Yeah. And it's kind of the difference of when you're working for somebody else, yeah, you're going to do a good job. You're going to show up. You're going to try to do your very best. But if there's a deeper reason or a purpose there, or if you're working for yourself, if it's something that is kind of your choice, something that speaks to a deeper place in you, it's like your effort's going to be 10 times what it was before. If you're not connected with what you're doing in some way, then this energy is not so fired up, right? But now, this is good. I think you're a very creative person. I think that you are climbing a ladder of some kind. You are going up and to the right. Your trajectory is really clear and very powerful right now. This is that driving force. This is your creative drive. Yeah, you're creating something, whether you know it or not. You're a creator. You are a magic maker. So let's put some context around this card and see what magic you're making. Well, we have the Queen of Wands, interesting. A Nine of Cups. We have a Knight of Swords. We have an Ace of Wands. We have a Six of Pentacles. Yes, that is the success. That is the glory in front of you, right? That's kind of that's the carrot, that is enticing you to go forward. And it seems like this is going to be a moving goalpost for you. And I mean that in the best way, because the Queen of Wands loves to do the work, right? This is something that you're enjoying doing just for its own sake. And of course, this is what you're ambitious for. This is what you're working toward. The goat, right? The devil energy is always trying to climb toward the next plateau. And that's what this is. This is another peak on the mountaintop. There is no summit, right? It's almost like the summit of the mountain exists just to justify the climb, because that climb, that hard work, and the progress, and stacking things up, right? That's where your pleasure really is right now. Okay? So anytime you get the Six of Pentacles, the victory, you got to win, yay, you're just where am I going now? What's next? Let's keep it going. It's like you're fired up for the next thing. You finish a race and you're like, that was great, but let's keep going. Let's keep doing this. Yeah. And that is wonderful energy, real nice. But you also need the self-care, okay? You have to understand when to enjoy the life and when to slow down and when to just kind of, smell the roses and taste the fruit of your labor, right? But the thing about the Queen of Wands is that it doesn't like the Ten of Cups, doesn't like water, right? Water is antagonistic to this card because it extinguishes the fire. having some kind of ultimate success would then be boring. It'd be a celebration for a minute and then like, now what? You know, this is the card that wants to keep doing it. You found something that you love to do. You don't want it to end. They're going to have to tell you, hey, it's quitting time. Go home and sleep. But you're just saying, no, I want to stay. I love this. You know, that's the kind of commitment and motivation that you've got right now. Let's keep going with the cards. We have a 9. Yeah, see, 9 and a 9, odd numbers, function cards. This is talking about how you're doing it, the path that you're on, the work itself. This is in the going, right? This is the movement. This is the verb. Yeah. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Of course we do. We have a 7 of Pentacles. Of course we do. And we have an 8 of Swords here. With the 7 of Pentacles, it's obviously a fear of failure, right? But it's more than that, I think. It's the energy that we don't want, but it almost makes the journey worth it. Knowing that there's a chance that you could fall, right? It makes it more fun, more exciting to do it. It would be really easy if you were just going to climb a mountain, but there was nothing there that was a challenge, you know? Doing jujitsu would not be fun if there wasn't at least a slight chance that you get your butt kicked. You know, if it's too easy, then there's no real pleasure in it. So the Queen of Wands loves a challenge, really. Loves to know that they're making progress and things are going in the right direction. But what makes it really meaningful is that there was no guarantee that this wasn't something easy that just anybody just off the street could go do, right? That it's something that's very worthwhile for you. And it's something that makes you, inside here, makes you happy. Yeah, I love that. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Dwight K. Schrute right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see the 2 major arcana cards, the Devil and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune tells me that something's in motion. It's going to stay in motion. Okay? That you're on this path that I think you really enjoy. It is very intense. This fire energy, that right here with that Devil card, that's really intense fire energy. Okay? And I think that the wheel is going to continue to turn. Okay? It's kind of like, let's ride this wave as long as it's here. As long as you're able to continue to make progress and you're still enjoying what you're doing, keep doing it. Right? Don't, you're having goals, but the goals are like, you maybe have like long-term goals, sure. But it's the long-term goals, what would be like a 10 of Pentacles, is open-ended. Maybe that's going to be our mystery card, I bet. Because there is no ultimate long-term goal. It's just, I want to keep doing this until I can't do it anymore. You know, honestly, that's how I feel about doing this channel. I love doing it. It's hard work. Some days I don't get very much sleep. Some days I'm ragged, right? You know that, you can tell. But it's something that I want to keep doing for as long as you'll have me. You know, as long as YouTube will have me here, I want to keep doing this. And because it's that satisfying, enjoyable. There isn't some final, once I have 10,000 videos, then that I'll just be done. No, that sounds like, ooh, I don't want to get there. I don't want to do that. It'll put out the fire. Yeah. And that's where you are right now. And, well, you've got your fire. You've got some good water under the surface. You've got some air. That's interesting air. We'll talk about that. And of course, we have our earth cards. But the Queen of Wands and the Devil, very straightforward. This is somebody who enjoys what they're doing, likes to be making progress. Somebody that's climbing a mountain. Why? Because they like to climb a mountain. I mean, why else are you going to climb the mountain? There's nothing up there for you. You're going to get to the summit of the mountain. What are you going to get? There's not a big treasure chest waiting up there. It's not like it's going to be a surprise birthday party or anything, right? It's for the glory. It's for the satisfaction. It's for the joy. right? It means something. There's a reason why people do those kinds of things. Now, I think what you're doing is leading to some kind of goal like that. I want to say that there's probably some money or something in it for you as well, right? And that could be what's motivating you. I don't know. What is the carrot in front of the goat right now? What is the goat after? Right? What's at the top of the mountain? Again, once you get to the top of the mountain, you look up, there's just more mountain. Okay? But what is the carrot for you? Is it money? Is it just kind of, is it recognition? Is it your own internal satisfaction to say, hey, I did it. I overcame the difficulties and I did it. Or is there something else that you're constructing? Maybe you're building a community. Maybe you're building a business. And, you know, the carrot for you is not just the money, but you're giving other people work. You're creating something that other people are going to, you know, that it's going to help other people, right? That's the creative drive. What are you generating? What are you creating? Doesn't mean you're painting a picture. Well, maybe you are. You're generating something through your fire, through your activity, through your efforts. That's why the Devil card looks the way it does in the Thoth Tarot, if you know what I mean. Because it's generating something. It is creating something. And that's where your satisfaction is. And so if someone were to tell you, you have to stop doing that, you've done it enough, it's time to stop, go home, go retire or something, I don't think that would feel very good for you. Okay? Like me, I don't want to retire. I don't want to have to stop doing what I'm doing. Are you kidding me? Maybe I'll put in less hours when I get older, but can you imagine me here in 20 years? Hopefully I still look the same. I doubt it. But could you imagine? I hope I am. Anyway, down beneath the surface, the Nine of Cups. Happiness, pursuing your happiness, following your bliss. It's not a state of bliss. It's not a state of contentment. It's like a dopamine circuit that's like the more you do it, the more it feels good, the more you're going to do it. You know? And that's the generative drive. And I think it's very important that you connect, that you understand that it feels good for you to pursue this goal. You don't have to deny this part of you. You don't have to say, no, it doesn't. I'm not doing it because it feels good. I'm not taking any personal pleasure in what I'm doing. I'm doing it because it's my job, it's my mission, it's my work. I'm in service to humanity or whatever, right? I'll be the first to admit, I do this because it feels good. It feels good to be sitting here reading this energy and feeling this vibe with you. Okay? It feels good. It feels good when the numbers go up. It feels good when the subscriber count goes up. It feels good when I get good comments from people. And when you check out my other channels like Tarot Logic, Dove and Serpent Daily, my wife's channel, Ula Tea Leaf Readings. It feels good to do that, right? And so it's a motivating kind of happiness or pleasure, or it fuels the engine. It fuels that devil. Okay. And everybody's scared of the devil card. The devil card is just your driving force. Now, of course, what if your drive is just to chase pleasure? Well, then you're going to be disappointed at some point because it's not always going to feel good. Right? The numbers don't always go up. Sometimes they go down. Sometimes they go way down. Right? So we have to connect with that deeper purpose. And the devil card is neutral. All the cards of the tarot are neutral. They're not good or bad. It's context and other things that give it meaning. Mostly context, right? But the driving force, this could be a drive toward pleasure. It could just be the devil wants to feel good all the time. And if it's not feeling good anymore, you're going to go do something else. That's not what this is for you. Okay? That's not what your carrot is. Yeah? Your carrot seems to be the Six of Pentacles in the future position. Your carrot seems to be, at first glance, financial wins. Okay? Basically. You're doing it because it's paying you. Maybe. But I think you're also doing it because it's benefiting other people too. The Six of Pentacles to me is kind of like a group of people at a round table. Everybody's contributing something. And so it feels like what you're doing in your life right now is contributing to the world. Contributing to your life and your success, your well-being for yourself and your loved ones, but you're also giving something to the universe. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Maybe you're running a nonprofit, maybe you're running a business, maybe you're doing data entry, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're into sports or into music, whatever it is. You're doing something that is like giving something to other people. And I think that really is the carrot for you, knowing that you're of service, knowing that what you're doing, your actions, that your existence in this universe is contributing something to that universe. I think that's the real motivation, and it feels good. Yeah, they pay you a salary, fine. It feels good at the end of the day to know that you made a difference in some way. It doesn't matter if you have an office job or you work at the grocery store. It doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is that you're affecting other people's lives, and that you're making the world a better place through what you're doing. Even if you never looked at it that way, it's true. Okay. Now, in the background, you have a Knight of Swords. Okay. And I don't know if this is an older male energy in your life, or if this is, I feel like this is a person of some kind. Yeah. And I wonder if this is somebody that kind of had a different plan for you. Or maybe that's a part of you that kind of thought your life would be different. This is a knight, and the knights look into the future. Yeah. Well, the queens look into the past as well. But the knights are looking into the future, and perhaps this was that time in your life where you saw your life going a different way. It could be that you never anticipated that you would find something like this that really is that intense and really grips your soul and motivates you in this way. Could be that or somebody had, maybe your parents or whatever, or just society, had your life planned out for you. And somehow, somewhere along the way, that plan didn't really materialize. Something else is. I feel like this was a twist. Your path twisted in some way. And I think that very often you kind of look back at how your life could have been, the way your life was going, or the plan that you had for life. You sort of look back and say, wow, things are different now, aren't they? And I think this is that Ace of Wands. You found something that fires you up. You found something that really makes you want to get up in the morning and do the thing, like to the point where, again, someone has to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, Taurus, it's time to go home. You've been here all day. Go rest. Go relax. You found something that you really feel is your thing. Like maybe you're climbing mountains. Maybe you're painting pictures. Maybe you're fixing skateboards. I don't know. Maybe you're a florist or something. Maybe you're doing computer stuff. Maybe it's YouTube. I don't know. But it's something that makes you want to give it all of your attention. And as you're focusing, this is like a laser pointer. This is your ability to focus your attention. So it's like a laser pointer of your soul. And as you point your laser pointer on this work you're doing, don't forget to sometimes point it at yourself and make sure you take care of yourself and you get some rest. That's kind of a big thing here, because you can burn out. The Queen of Wands is prone to burn out because of its disdain for the water energy. Okay, it doesn't like the water because too much water is gonna burn it out. But what if you need just the right amount of water to use it as fuel so that you can keep going? Okay, so that's a big message here: is make sure that you rest and you get the self-care. We talked about the Six of Pentacles in the future position. That is the way forward. Again, this seems like this is the peaks and the summits of the mountain. I think the peaks, really, because the seven would then be the valleys. Yeah, you don't want the valleys. You want to leap from peak to peak. I think you know that the valleys are sometimes necessary. Okay, and in a way, the valleys, once you start climbing the mountain, you get some good peaks, right? The valleys, the low points, are going to be higher than the previous peaks were. Does that make sense? I know it sounds kind of backwards, right? The higher up you get, even though you're kind of going like this every day, the higher up you get, even the lows are going to be higher than your previous wins. Okay, so you're always kind of finding new ways to advance and get better and to continue and to do more. And it's just, sometimes it can be too much. Yeah. I'm starting to get a little nervous about the mystery card. I don't want a 10 of Wands. I don't want you to burn out. I want you to be in the sweet spot, which is what you are here and, well, here. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The Nine of Pentacles as your general energy. This is someone who's on the path. This is a never-ending path. Sometimes we hear that, right? The never-ending path, and we think, oh gosh, it's going to be such a long life, you know? But what if this and this were together and you found such meaning and depth and purpose and joy in the pursuit of your goals that you don't want it to end? To me, this is somebody that does not want the path to ever end. We know it will at some point. You know, so one day I'll be too old and tired to sit here and read the tarot cards for you on camera, right? Hopefully that's a long time off, but one day I think it'll have to stop, you know. But the point of this is that you would rather, you'd rather burn out than fade away. You would rather, like, you know, you'd rather get to the end of your life 100 years from now, get to the end of your life and think, I wish I could keep going. I still want it. I still got that fire in my heart, right? Than to have that fire burn out years before, and then we're just kind of waiting. We're waiting for the sort of the rider of the white horse, you know? This is somebody that does not want the journey to end. And I think this is awesome. The Nine of Pentacles is gain and progress. This is you going up and to the right. This is things going in the right direction overall in your life. This is progress on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. Just as this card is abundance and joy and celebration in every dimension of your life. So this is something that you're doing in your life that is connected with everything else. It's making everything else in your life bigger and better. It's growing everything, okay? And this is extraordinary. And this is the journey. This is somebody who's walking the path, traveling. This is your Tao. You're following your own Tao here, okay? Which I think is different than what this was, or whoever had kind of a plan for your life, or what you thought your life was going to be. You've now discovered your Tao, your way, your path. And you're Taoing the Tao. And here is that Wheel of Fortune. Spirit has been putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. And it feels like you're in such a flow state. We think of flow state, we think it's maybe a couple hours in the day. You're in the flow state, get some work done, fine. I feel like you're in a perpetual flow state. Even when things are down, there's still this momentum. There's still this charge. And I think that you're in such harmony with the universe right now that it feels like every step you take is like divinely guided. There's such synchronicity for you. I think you've been seeing signs everywhere. You've been spotting, you know, synchronicities all over the place. And I think you've learned how to trust in that. Yeah, you've learned how to follow those signs and how to ride that Wheel of Fortune, and how to really like keep it spinning through your efforts, you know. This is a card of divine timing. It tells me that very often in your life, you're in the right place at the right time. I think you've been any like average person would kind of look at you and think, wow, you're lucky. And you think, yeah, lucky, I got lucky. But you kind of say that with a smile, because I don't think you believe in luck. I think you believe in hard work, effort, purpose, and spirit. Okay? I think that when you put in this kind of effort, the hand of providence will move to support you. Like I said, Spirit's putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them, because Spirit can see that you're serious. Okay? You've created luck. You've activated the Wheel of Fortune, and your life's going to get better and better. It's going to expand. Whatever you're doing, you're not keeping it small. You're going consistently up and to the right. Now, of course, you know that up and to the right is that trajectory that you want. But on the day-to-day, week-to-week, there's going to be like this. You know, the line is never a straight line. If you zoom in, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. And that's 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Okay, but every cycle of 6, 7, every alternation between 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7 is creating that up and to the right trajectory. It's creating the progress. That's how you make progress. Okay, which is our 9, right? The visible signs of progress. So it's like one of those stock market charts, the graphs, where you can see that generally over however long your life has been, things are going up and to the right. But when you zoom in on any particular year or month or week, it's a lot of ups and downs, And that's the 9, that's the 6, 7, and 9 of Pentacles. Now the 7, of course, are those valleys. These are those, the challenges. Like I said, this is the fear, worry, and concern. And if there was no fear, worry, or concern, I don't think the Queen of Wands would really care much about the path. There would be no challenge. There'd be nothing, no purpose. It wouldn't feel good. If it was easy, it wouldn't feel worthwhile. If there were no risk, if there were no chance that you could slip and fall, why even do it? Why bother? And I think that's really a kind of a work ethic, and that's a real intensity that you have. It does also suggest that you're going to want to, make sure you enjoy the wins. Make sure that you give yourself time to rest. I don't want you out there looking for problems and challenges just because it's fun to overcome them, But I think overall this is the perfect card in this position. It's a general fear of failure. It's saying, you want to make progress. You're being led forward by progress and success as your carrot, right? And I think the biggest thing for you also would be to feel like you are not contributing to the rest of the world. Remember we said that's what the 6 of Pentacles could be for your carrot in front of the goat. It could be your contribution to the larger universe and feeling like your existence here matters. This would be the opposite of that. This would be like, you don't matter, that you're a waste of space, and that what you're doing is not contributing to anything in the world in any way. That would be the worst sort of thing, because it would kind of feel as if your entire existence is negated, right? So we don't want that. And that makes sense in that position. The 8 of Swords is a rather interesting card. This is a card of analysis. This is the card of interference. This is the card of sometimes some static. And so it makes me wonder if lately you've been kind of thinking back at this Knight of Swords and maybe like trying to understand why your life has gone the way it has. And sometimes this can be like, maybe we sit down and we think, why did I get lucky? Why did this happen to you instead of somebody else? Yeah, and not so much that you're going to sabotage yourself. I don't think you're trying to overthink it, but I think you're trying to give your life right now the attention that it needs, the introspection that it needs. You're analyzing things just a little bit, and I think it's helping you to more deeply appreciate what you have and where you're going, what you're doing, what you're all about. Yeah, but don't let this stop you from this momentum. It's good to pause and reflect and show some gratitude for where you've been and for what you've been through, what you've accomplished, and where you came from, and to be thankful that your life is taking the direction that it is. Okay, and you can honor all of that by keeping it going. Yeah, this card is an attention to detail. This is Jupiter in Gemini. It's kind of like we're building complexity here. And so it may be a specific message for something that you're doing. It may be that you're building, starting out with very simple systems, and you're making them more and more complex. You're adding layers of complexity onto your life, perhaps because the Queen of Wands doesn't want to get bored or have that fire, extinguished. So be careful with that too, because it may be that you are in this search or in this insatiable need for progress. It may be that you're giving yourself a lot more work that you're always finding new things that you need to do and adding more and more onto your plate and adding more complexity into your life. Okay, so it might be a card that's saying, let's simplify, let's just get back to doing it how you love to do it. Don't add on too many layers of complexity, okay? Let's look at our mystery card. The moment of truth. It's either going to be, well, it could be a 10 of cups, could be a 10 of wands. I kind of just want like an empress, you know, that you're feeding something with your essence and you're getting something out of it. And it's a symbiotic, it's life, it's nature, it's organic, it's growing, you know, growing in the right way. And there's wins, there's losses, but overall it's just life is living, you know. This is the success that keeps on succeeding. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. So these two together, to me, create the Empress energy. I wouldn't be surprised if this was it. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Good luck. More and more synchronicity. More and more, we want to keep the wheel turning. If you get too self-conscious, you know, it may slow the wheel down. Yeah, too much complexity as well might slow the wheel down. So it could be just like, keep it simple, back to basics, just keep the flow, keep things going. Don't add too many layers, don't add too much new stuff for you to do, right? Take it slow in that regard, but just do whatever you can do to keep the momentum building, keep the wheel going, and I think it'll go faster and faster. You don't want to weigh it down with too many new ideas at once, you know? And I think this is really saying that, look, Spirit is putting more of the right people, places, and things on your path, so continue to follow those signs, okay? Don't let your mind get too entangled in its own thoughts that you fail to see the synchronicities, you fail to see the signs, because the signs are usually very simple. And your mind is going to cloud, it's going to interfere with your ability to perceive what Spirit's telling you and what you know, those moments of alignment, you know, the right time and right place alignments, okay? Wonderful, very intense message today. I like this. We're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. We'll do an I Ching hexagram, we'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus, Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.